Hello, my name is Bill Reinhold. Last week, Uncle Mark told us about how God created the world. This week, I'm going to share the story about how the first people, Adam and Eve, got into trouble in the very best part of the world that God had created. Trouble in the garden comes from Genesis chapter 3. Genesis is the first book in the Bible, continues the story that we heard last week. Adam and Eve lived in the Garden of Eden. They walked among the animals and ate tasty foods that grew on green trees. They drank water from clear, clean streams. Each evening, they walked joyfully through the trees and talked with God. Each day, Adam and Eve thought, "It's a beautiful garden. God made a good world." Then one day, the craftiest of the animals talked to Eve. This talking snake said, "Did God say you shall not eat the fruit from any tree in the garden?" "We may eat the fruit of the trees in the garden," answered Eve. "But God did say, 'You shall not eat the fruit of the tree that's in the middle of the garden.'" "Ah," said the snake, "but when you eat that fruit, you'll be like God, knowing good and evil." So both Adam and Eve ate the fruit. When the sun went down, Adam and Eve hid instead of walking in the cool evening breeze. "Where are you?" asked God. "We're hiding because we're afraid," whispered Adam and Eve from behind some leaves. "Have you eaten from the tree in the middle of the garden?" asked God. "Yes," said Adam. "Eve gave me some, and I ate it." "Yes," said Eve, "the snake tricked me." God said that instead of walking on legs, the snake would now crawl on its belly. Life changed for Adam and Eve, too. God made clothes for Adam and Eve and sent them out of the garden. The perfect, peaceful garden was a thing of the past. They were often lonely, sad, or frightened. Adam and Eve had to work hard to grow food. They pulled thorns, thistles, and weeds from the ground and planted seeds. Although much had changed in their lives, Adam and Eve could still trust God, could still choose to trust God. God had come looking for them. God had provided clothes for them. They could learn to live and care in God's good world. Adam and Eve got into trouble because they didn't follow God's rules for them. What are some of the rules in your family? How do these rules help your family to get along better? What happens when you don't follow them? Talk with other people in your family about these rules. Adam and Eve could talk with God out loud. How neat is that? In the evening, after their work of taking care of the garden, they would walk with God and tell God about their day. When we pray, we can tell God about our day. And sometimes we can hear God talking with us. But most of the time, we hear from God by reading the Bible or listening to Pastor Stephanie or other leaders at church. What would you like to tell God today? This story and many others are from the book Shine On by Rebecca Sealing and Rosemary Stutzman and published by Minnow Media right here in Harrisonburg, Virginia. We thank them for permission to use the pictures and text from their book for these videos.